After Ma Teng arrived in the capital, Dong Cheng and the others asked him, "Who do you plan to enlist to help deal with Cao Cao?" Ma Teng replied, "I see that Liu Bei, governor of Yu province, is currently here. Why not ask him?" Dong Cheng said, "Although he is an imperial uncle, he is now under Cao Cao's control. How would he agree to something like this?" Ma Teng responded, "A few days ago during the hunting event, when Cao Cao received congratulations from all sides, I saw Guan Yu draw his blade behind Liu Bei, intending to kill Cao Cao. But Liu Bei stopped him with just a glance. It's not that Liu Bei didn't want to act, but he feared Cao Cao's power and knew he lacked the strength. Try asking him, he'll likely agree." Wu Shuo suggested that they shouldn't rush and should take their time to plan carefully, so the group dispersed for the time being. That night, Dong Cheng, carrying the emperor's secret edict, quietly went to Liu Bei's residence. When the doorman reported his arrival, Liu Bei personally came out to welcome him and invited him in. Dong Cheng explained that he dared not come by day for fear of Cao Cao's suspicion, so he came under the cover of night. Liu Bei offered food and wine to receive him. Dong Cheng spoke frankly, "Why did you stop Guan Yu from killing Cao Cao the other day?" Liu Bei, surprised, asked how he knew. Dong Cheng said, "No one else saw it, but I did." Liu Bei no longer denied it, explaining that Guan Yu acted out of anger at Cao Cao's arrogance. Moved to tears, Dong Cheng exclaimed, "If all court officials were as loyal and righteous as Guan Yu, how could the empire not be at peace?" Liu Bei, worried that Dong Cheng might be testing him on Cao Cao's behalf, decided to turn the test back on him. Dong Cheng, suddenly indignant, took out the emperor's secret edict in the waistband and let Liu Bei read it for himself. He also showed the names of the 6 conspirators. After reading it, Liu Bei was deeply grieved and angered. He expressed his willingness to join and wrote his name, General of the Left Liu Bei, signing the document personally. Dong Cheng said they still needed to recruit 3 more people to form a group of 10 righteous men. Liu Bei urged him to be extremely cautious and secretive. The two talked until dawn before parting ways. To avoid suspicion, Liu Bei spent his days in the backyard tending a vegetable garden, personally watering the plants and pretending to have no ambitions. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei were confused, asking why he was neglecting state affairs to farm like a commoner. Liu Bei only said, "You two wouldn't understand," and they said no more. One day, while Guan Yu and Zhang Fei were away, Liu Bei was watering vegetables in the back garden when Su Chu and Zhang Liao arrived with a group of soldiers, saying, "The Chancellor has ordered that you come with us immediately." Liu Bei asked, "What is the urgency?" Su Chu replied, "I don't know. I was only told to bring you." Liu Bei had no choice but to follow them to Cao Cao's mansion. Cao Cao greeted him with a smile, saying, "You've been doing quite a thing at home." Liu Bei turned pale with fright. Cao Cao took him by the hand and led him to the garden to admire the plums. "Your gardening is quite something," he said. Then Cao Cao recounted a story about his campaign against Zhang Xiu. When the troops were thirsty, he cleverly pointed ahead and said there was a plum grove. The thought of plums made the soldiers salivate and relieved their thirst. Seeing the plums today reminded him of that and prompted him to invite Liu Bei for a drink in the small pavilion. The two sat together drinking wine. As they grew tipsy, the sky darkened, and someone pointed out a dragon in the distant sky. Cao Cao spoke of the dragon's ever-changing nature as a metaphor for heroes. He asked Liu Bei who the true heroes of the age were. Liu Bei named Yuan Shu, Yuan Shao, Liu Biao, and Sun Tzu, but Cao Cao dismissed them all, criticizing their flaws one by one. Finally, Cao Cao declared, "A true hero possesses grand ambitions, deep strategy, and the capacity to grasp the universe and swallow the world." He then pointed at Liu Bei and himself. "Today's heroes are just you and me." Liu Bei was so startled he dropped his chopsticks. At that moment, thunder rumbled loudly. He quickly bent down to pick them up, pretending it was the thunder that startled him. Chow Chow laughed. Are you afraid of thunder too? Liu Bei replied, even sages change color at thunderclaps. How could I not be startled? This clever excuse successfully masked his true reaction, and Chow Chow no longer suspected him. At that moment, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei burst into the garden with swords drawn. Chow Chow asked what they were doing. Guan Yu replied, we heard that the Chancellor was drinking with our elder brother, so we came to dance with swords and liven the mood. Chow Chow laughed. This isn't the banquet at Hongmen. Why bring swords like Xiang Zhuang and Xiang Bo? The three of them shared drinks, and Chow Chow called Guan Yu and Zhang Fei his two fan kuai. After the banquet, they left together. Zhang Fei sighed. That really scared us. Liu Bei then explained the real reason. He dropped his chopsticks. After hearing it, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei praised him for his cleverness. The next day, Chow Chow invited Liu Bei for another drink. During the banquet, someone reported that Man Chong had returned. Chow Chow asked about Gong Sun Zan. Man Chong said, Gong Sun Zan has been defeated by Yuan Shao. He built a tall tower and defended himself, but was eventually burned alive along with his whole family. Yuan Shu, seeing his own defeat was inevitable, decided to yield the imperial title to Yuan Shao and planned to deliver the imperial seal in person. Upon hearing of Gong Sun Zan's death, Liu Bei was filled with sorrow and decided it was time to escape. He offered to intercept Yuan Shu's forces on their way north through Su province. Chow Chow agreed, saying they would report it to the emperor the next day and then send out troops. The next day, Liu Bei met with Emperor Xian and was granted command of 50,000 troops, with Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao as his assistants. Dong Cheng also came to see him off. Liu Bei sighed, I am like a bird in a cage or a fish in a net. This time, I can finally fly into the sky and swim freely in the ocean, no longer bound. He urged Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao to hurry. When Cheng Yu and Guojia heard the news, they were alarmed and urged Chow Chow to recall Liu Bei. Chow Chow hesitated, reasoning that Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao were there to keep an eye on him. Still, he sent Su Chu with 500 troops to follow and assess the situation. As Liu Bei marched, he noticed dust rising behind them. Guan Yu said, that must be Chow Chow's men catching up. Liu Bei ordered the army to set up camp and prepare defenses. When Su Chu arrived and saw their formidable defenses, he dismounted and entered the tent to relay Chow Chow's message. Liu Bei replied, a general in the field does not have to obey orders from the capital. I have already received the Chancellor's instructions and will carry out the mission. You may report this back. Su Chu thought it over and decided not to engage, as he had no direct orders to fight. He returned to Chow Chow and reported everything. Chow Chow remained uncertain, but Cheng Yu and Guojia warned, his refusal to return shows his heart has changed. Chow Chow said, I still have Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao with him. He won't dare rebel. Besides, once I've sent him, I can't go back on it. So he abandoned the pursuit. Seeing that Liu Bei had departed, Ma Teng also returned to Xiliang. Liu Bei arrived at Su province, where the Inspector Che Zhou came out to greet him. Liu Bei reunited with his family and sent scouts to monitor Yuan Shu's movements. The scouts reported that Yuan Shu, due to his extravagance and waning support, had already sent a letter to yield the imperial title to Yuan Shao and planned to travel north through Su province. Liu Bei immediately led troops to intercept him. They encountered Yuan Shu's vanguard general Ji Ling. Zhang Fei charged forward and, within 10 bouts, speared Ji Ling from his horse. Yuan Shu's army scattered. Yuan Shu then led his main force into battle, but Liu Bei split his army into 3 groups, with Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao on the left, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei on the right, and Liu Bei in the center. They attacked fiercely, leaving the battlefield littered with corpses and rivers of blood. Yuan Shu fled to Jiangting with only 1,000 old and weak soldiers. Supplies were exhausted, and many of his family members starved to death. Yuan Shu, unable to eat coarse rice, demanded honey water. The cook replied, "We only have bloody water left." Yuan Shu collapsed on his bed, vomited blood, and died in rage. This was in the 6th month of the 4th year of Jianan, 199 CE. His nephew Yuan Yin tried to escort his body and family to Lujiang, but was killed by the local commander Su Qiao. Su Qiao seized the imperial seal and delivered it to Cao Cao, who was overjoyed and rewarded Su Qiao with the title governor of Jialing. Liu Bei, upon learning of Yuan Shu's death, submitted a memorial to the court and sent Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao to report back. He kept troops in Su province to maintain order and personally went out to reassure the displaced populace. When Zhu Ling and Lu Zhao returned to the capital, Cao Cao was furious and wanted to execute them. Sun Yu intervened, saying, "Liu Bei made the decision himself. These two could not stop him." Cao Cao pardoned them. Sun Yu then suggested secretly instructing Che Zhou to eliminate Liu Bei. Cao Cao agreed and sent a covert message to Che Zhou. Che Zhou discussed the matter with Chen Deng, planning to ambush Liu Bei when he returned to the city. However, Chen Deng secretly informed his father Chen Gui, and together they decided to warn Liu Bei. Chen Deng rode swiftly to inform Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei wanted to storm the city immediately, but Guan Yu proposed a better plan: disguise their troops as Cao Cao's men and attack at night. Wearing Cao Cao's banners and armor, they arrived at Su province at the 3rd watch of the night, claiming to be reinforcements sent by the chancellor. Che Zhou, unsure of their identity, hesitated. From outside the walls, they urged him to open the gate before Liu Bei found out. Still unsure, Che Zhou eventually mounted his horse and led 1,000 men out to greet them. As he crossed the drawbridge, Guan Yu charged forward, accusing him of treachery. Che Zhou panicked and tried to flee, but Chen Deng fired arrows from the walls, cutting off his retreat. Guan Yu caught up and beheaded him, then held up the head and shouted to the garrison, "The traitor is dead. The rest of you need not worry. Surrender and you will be spared." The troops all surrendered and Su province was secured. Guan Yu brought Che Zhou's head to Liu Bei and explained what had happened. Liu Bei asked, "What if Cao Cao comes to retaliate?" Guan Yu replied, "Zhang Fei and I will hold him off." Liu Bei entered Su province, where the people welcomed him joyfully. Zhang Fei had already executed Che Zhou's entire family. Liu Bei was worried this would provoke Cao Cao, but Chen Deng said he had a plan to deal with it. What plan will Chen Deng propose? Find out in the next chapter. Summary. This chapter portrays Liu Bei's dangerous situation under Cao Cao's watch and how he joins Dong Cheng's secret plot, the Edict in the Waistband, against Cao Cao, showing his loyalty to the Han dynasty. Cao Cao tries to test and control Liu Bei, particularly in the famous discussion of heroes over wine scene, but Liu Bei cleverly avoids suspicion. Later, Liu Bei uses a request to intercept Yuan Shu as a pretext to escape from Cao Cao's control and successfully defeats Yuan Shu. Yuan Shu dies in disgrace, and the imperial seal falls into Cao Cao's hands. In the end, Cao Cao tries to kill Liu Bei via Che Zhou, but Liu Bei is saved by Chen Deng, and Guan Yu executes Che Zhou in a cunning ambush, securing Su province. This chapter is filled with intrigue, loyalty, wit, and strategic maneuvering, marking a turning point in Liu Bei's path to independence. Historical and literary notes. 1. Discussion of heroes over wine. One of the most iconic scenes in the novel. Cao Cao boldly declares that only he and Liu Bei are true heroes. Liu Bei cleverly drops his chopsticks and pretends to be startled by thunder. This scene is fictional, created by Luo Guanzhong to highlight Liu Bei's wisdom and caution. 2. Liu Bei tending the garden. In the novel, Liu Bei pretends to be harmless by gardening. This detail is not recorded in historical sources, but is a vivid literary depiction of his effort to hide his ambitions. 3. The Edict in the Waistband. The imperial edict to kill Cao Cao did exist in history and was recorded in Book of the Later Han. However, Liu Bei's involvement is uncertain and may be a fictional addition to enhance his loyalty. 4. Yuan Shu's death and the imperial seal. Yuan Shu did die in 199 CE, but the exact fate of the imperial seal is unclear in history. The novel dramatizes this by having Su Qiao deliver it to Cao Cao, enhancing his legitimacy.